Very good evening from India and welcome you all to Research Celebrity Talk Show. Yes, in EDX Talks, we are having the Research Celebrity Talk Show. Because research and innovation always getting the attention of the people. We are most of the time using the word celebrity with the sportsman, either a sportsman or with the film stars or Hollywood stars like that. But University Research Center always admire the academician, always admire the researcher because their life will inspire the other people because these are the successful people. And some of our speaker, maybe the researcher, those who have already started their journey of researcher. So let us know today that how they have started, how they have faced the problems in their life and how they have overcome it into their receiving their goal. And they are now successful. Today, I have four speaker with us and for the guest actually for the EDX talks. We would like to introduce in front of you at first the senior academician. Senior academician, Dr. N. Naveen Kumar sir. Yes, Dr. N. Naveen Kumar sir from the University of Hyderabad. The university, one of the top university, that is the University of Hyderabad from India, one of the top university. And sir already made the contribution by publishing a number of research paper and he is guiding a number of scholars always being the global leader in our platform also. He is contributing to the research and innovation. He is a man from the qualitative analysis. He is showing every time that how the scholar can use their skill to get the success in their life. So it is our privilege to welcome Dr. N. Naveen Kumar sir to this Research Celebrity Talk Show.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Now this is time to introduce in front of you the another case of today Research Celebrity Talk Show. Yes, the another research celebrity, another young academician from UAE. He is none other than Dr. Jose Arnold Terriga. And he is also the young researcher, young academician working in the field of nursing. We know that nursing is a noble profession. And always people admire the nursing field. They are actually the people, those who are fighting against any situation towards the humanity, to help the world. And we are very much fortunate that Dr. Jose Arnold, the young academician, with us. So we would like to welcome you, sir, to this Research Celebrity Talk Show.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rhituraj, and thank you as well to Dr. Patricia and to all the celebrities who are with me tonight and all the attendees.
Thank you. Thank you very much for joining us. Now, this is time to introduce in front of all the audience, Dr. Ajay B. Gadicha, the young and dynamic academician from India. And sir is also working as an associate professor and in his Pierpont College of Engineering and Management, Amravati from India. And he is also having a numbers of research paper credited to his name, especially having the patent in his name. And we are fortunate to have Dr. Gadicha sir with us as an guest of EDX. So very good evening, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your precious word. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Thank you for joining. And now we have the proud IIPian, PhD research scholar from the Department of Botany, Borland University, Assam, India. And he is also contributing to this research and innovation from his side. He is a person who already started the journey of the international innovator. International innovator always try to bring something new to the world, always want to give something new contribution and believe that the collaboration will give us whenever we will collaborate with each other for research, then it will give us the new direction to our research. He is none other than the Sanswrang Basumatary, the proud IIPian of our Eudoxia Research Center. Sanswrang Basumatary, thank you for joining us. Very good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. So without spending our time, we would like to go with the today session. And that in today's session, we have some questions to our guests. Some of the questions which will give us the information about their own life, lifestyle, maybe life, some story, some tricky question to know about their some past life and how they have planned their goal. Yes, I would like to start with my first question to Dr. N. Naveen Kumar, sir. Sir, how do you plan your day? What is your preferred time to get up in the morning? That is, we know that all the peoples are having different time schedule for their day. How you schedule your day? How you plan your day? And what is the preferred time of the in the morning? Say you get up in the morning. What is the your preferred time? And if you would like to give the advice to our researcher and academics here.
Yeah, my routine starts with wake up by 6 a.m. in the morning. So
Yeah.
6 a.m. It is just out of the bed, it is not an effort. All these physical conditioning is sometimes worth rather than the psychological conditioning. So, so it is just 6 a.m. in the morning, and all the ablutions completed. I just take a strand in the campus where I stay. So I go for a long walk right up in the morning to get that fresh air, and sometimes work with what we want to do throughout the day, what is there, what is coming up. So I take it along with nature. Sometimes I lose track of what
Yeah.
I am thinking for the day. Sometimes when there are issues which is at the back of the mind, I lose the nature and I be with the issue. So I don't know how I went out of my home walking and how I have entered back. Suddenly you are under the shower and you come to realize that you went for a walk, you have come back, but internally you was working on something.
Yeah.
So this is how the day is generally a mix of professional.
Truly, and it is very good advice. I think that
Yeah.
sir always wake up in the morning and around 6 a.m. in the morning, also getting the walk, make some. I think that the morning walk and thereafter take the shower and get all the idea of the day, get all the plan of the day. So yes, my next question is to you, sir. That as you were saying like that, going outside that one. Now the imagination one question from my side. That is, if you have the opportunity to make the time travel and you can go to your past and you can make change of any incident of the world, any incident you can make that change into the world, and what will be the incident which you want to change so that it will be beneficial to the world?
Yeah, one question, which is because you have chosen a particular career or the career has chosen you. Still, I am not very clear. But when you want me to go back with the time,
Yeah, time travel like that, you can go to the past of any
yeah,
time. You are having the power, okay? You can go beyond the 20 years, 30 years like that. So any incident of the world you would like to change, which will help the humanity, which will help the humanity. So you can give us the, any, if you have any like desire that if you get the time travel to go for your past and you are having the opportunity to change any incident that is making difficulties to the world and you would like to change that incident.
though it may look radical, but still, it is still in the realm of reason and logic. That one question that I hold, because we have come a long way in the field of knowledge, research
Yeah.
and, trusting knowledge, where all scientists, all scholars have said that the ascent of man is with the ascent in knowledge.
Yeah.
But through my journey, I have come to question that whether the real, especially when you have at points in your own life, when you come to face some of the challenges which the world throws out, right? Like the present, whatever condition we are facing with this COVID and all. it makes me to question what ascent has man brought about when you are not able to, face, or you are not able to deal with the virus, which has, made human beings throughout the globe to shrink, right? So I question whether the ascent of man is really about ascending in knowledge, or is there something beyond that, right? Say for example, it is because of fear that all these biological weapons, you have wars which is going on, you have a COVID situation throughout the globe, and presently you have a war situation in Azerbaijan and the other one, right? So these things make me to check, because you are involved in it, right? You are part of this human existence, and it makes me to question, okay, see, when at one point you have so much of vision, mission about research, you can do something good for the society and all, but at one point you feel helpless that it would be that you are treading on your own. So my biggest question would be that if I'm given a time back, I would just investigate, right? Having the mind of the researcher, investigate that what does this ascent of knowledge does. Does it really bring a kind of a hurdle in the progress of man, or is it actually a real progress? So that is what, because if you see what is happening, functionally, outwardly, physically, science, technology, development, scientists, everything is today, we are touching the moon, finding out that there are some deep hidden lakes in the moon, and now trying how we will go and settle there, right? When this becomes uninhabitable. But what about the psychological part of this human existence? I think still we are in a state of what one can call as the preliminary rudimentary existence in that sense. We are still an early man having that same tendencies of competition and out of competition and several other psychological factors. Today we seem to have right at the minute to the macro level, you have this division among human beings. So all this throws the challenge for me to look into lofty questions to deal with. So if given back time, I think I would give everything into that.
Thank you for sharing. And this is true that whenever we are having knowledge, whenever we are having potential, whenever we are doing our research and innovation, please try to lead to help the humanity. And otherwise, it may be sometimes dangerous, and there will be a big question regarding our research also. So my next question is to Dr. Jose Arnold. Dr. Arnold, sir, what are the best three places that you like to visit after COVID-19 pandemic? This is one very simple question I would like to ask you. That after COVID-19 pandemic, you can plan your holiday. So please, best three places that you would like to visit.
Thank you for that question, Dr. Rhituraj. For me, this is quite actually a very challenging question, because I would want to visit all the places in the world after this COVID, because I've always wanted to become a traveler. Since 3 years ago, I started traveling, and then this COVID just stopped everything. I think not just for me, but I think for everyone. So if and when COVID will be over and I would have to choose the top 3 places I would visit, the first will be Philippines, because I want to visit my family again. I want to see, I just miss my family. And I think it will be the same for everyone who is living outside of their country. Yeah, so it's quite challenging. The second best place that I would want to visit is Japan. I've heard a lot of Japan from traveler friends of mine, and they said that Japan is a place where it meets the old culture with the modern culture, with technology, and the food there is nice as well. So yeah, and then the third place that I would visit, and because it's very close here as well, and because I've established a lot of friends now in that country, it would be India. So I've actually been to India.
Is it like that we are from India, and it is also in your plan?
Yeah, I've actually been to India. The three golden triangle, as they call it. So
Yes.
yeah, but I've spoken to a lot of colleagues as well who have been to India, and some traveler friends of mine told me that you need, I think, many months to visit entire India. So I want to explore more of India. I have a lot of friends from Kerala, so I want to visit Kerala as well. They said that their food is very nice, and then the butter chicken. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. And this is really, I think that the first one is very true that you have to visit the Philippines to meet your own friends, family, and thereafter, as you were saying, that the Japan, the country of the technology, and also the India itself, a galaxy of the country, like that, different culture in different state. If you like want to visit the Kerala, and again, if you visit Delhi, then if you visit the Northeast, and everywhere you will get the different culture, different food also, as you were saying. And I think that it will be the fantastic journey that you will enjoy all these three countries. So my next question to you is that what is the ideal life look like according to you? That this is the ideal life. I feel like that this lifestyle is ideal. So according to you, which one is the ideal lifestyle or the ideal life look like?
Ideal life for me. My perception of an ideal life changes from time to time. It depends on my daily encounter. But I guess at this stage right now in my life, my ideal life would be working as a professor in a university in nursing, in a college of nursing, having a family with 2 kids. I don't want to have more for now because I think the world is too expensive now. So even raising kids will be very expensive. I think, yeah, a life with a balance between work and leisure, like a balance between going to work and then seeing your family as well. Because I don't want a life to just be focused on doing my job, doing everything and leaving my family behind. So yeah, so for now I'm still single. So that's why I think I haven't found a place where I will settle yet. But I'm planning to move to the US. Hopefully by next year when all of this COVID is over, to work as a nurse there. So hopefully I'll be able to start a new life there and then, you know, eventually find a job as a professor in one of the universities there and then establish my family. And then, yeah, I think, yeah, that will be my ideal life.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I think that this is really ideal and very cool in nature because you don't want to only be engaged with the work or like that. You want to marry someone and to settle with the 2 kids, as you say, very small family you are planning and like that in a particular country. And as an academician, you would like to continue the journey of academician. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. So my next question is to Dr. Gadicha, sir. Sir, as we have seen like that, we have discussed with Dr. Zeus, sir, Arnold, also saying like that this is like that happiness, that's about the ideal life and which he would like to be happy. So what is, according to you, what is happiness? My question is to you. Then what is happiness in our life, according to you? How would like to define the happiness?
So first and foremost, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk in this EDX talk, the kind of a new show invented by you people. So according to me, the happiness is that feeling that comes over you when you know life is good and you cannot help but smile. Happiness is a sense of well-being, joy, or containment, or you can call it as over here, when people are successful or safe or joyful or whatever be the work they are doing is completely, is related to their work, get the happiness. Over here, I can give an example. If I want to write a paper, but I'm unable to write it, it could not gives me a happiness. But if I am a researcher writing a good paper in the reputed journal, so once I get the acceptance of that particular journal, I get the happiness. So over here, I must say that happiness must be categorized some different kinds of strategies. According to me, I don't know what the people has to be think over
Yeah,
there.
this is very true. This is very
But
true.
happiness, a feeling that you have been honest with yourself and those around you, a feeling that you have done the best you can do it. And in the other work, in rest of the part, I can say, when you are doing the work for other people, you are getting more happy. In short, I can say.
Yeah, this is very true, and thank you. Yes, happiness is a really relative term, and person to person it may vary. Actually, what is happiness for the research scholar? Yeah, the happiness for the academician, senior academician will be different. And Dr. Gadicha also saying like that if you can bring the smile to your surrounding, it is also the happiness. Thank you for sharing. Now, my another question to you: that if you got the opportunity, just imagine if you got the opportunity to become the hero of any Hollywood movie, okay, Hollywood movie hero, then
Okay.
what will be that movie, and what will be the character you would like to play?
So as far as my whole journey is concerned, I very much pretty like the movie called Iqbal.
Okay, and
In that
what will be
movie,
the
if you
character?
observe, yes, and I want to become Iqbal as a person in that particular movie. Is one of the character named Iqbal. On that particular character, the movie has been based. I recommend to every individual, please watch that particular movie single in their life. Why this is so? Because after watching the movie, you will get the motive, what to do in the life, and is it the right path that I am approaching in that direction in which I am thinking. Like if I want to become a cricketer, so whatever be the terms and terminology which I can adopt it, is it in the right path? So my best movie is Iqbal. I want to be a character Iqbal in that particular movie. Shreyas
Thank you for
Talpade
sharing.
is a hero. He's a Hollywood hero of Shreyas Talpade. Fantastic
Yeah.
hero, sir, and very well telecasted by the director as well.
Thank you for sharing. And I think that researchers are getting the information because books and a movie sometimes influencing our life and give the good direction. As you have shared, I think that yes, of course, it will be helpful to the researcher and the academician. Now, my next question is to Basumatary, that Sanswrang Basumatary. My question is that any story of your life which is that is meaningful, that is inspiring your life towards the research, because you are now researcher, you were already started the journey of IIPian also in our research center. So we would like to know that any story, any incident of your life which is inspiring you for the journey of academician and research.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Actually, sir, I am very interested in plants. That means from child, I want to know about the plants. That means their nomenclature. That means name and what are the use of these plants. And I want to know from my child time. But unfortunately, I have no idea how to identify the plants and how can I get the information about the plants and what are the utility of those particular plants. So when I studying in class 12, I take biology as a subject, optional subject. But I'm very interested when I got to study the different branches of the biology. That is, zoology, biology are the part of biology. But under botany, I got so many branches of study. That is algae, fungi, bryophyte, pteridophyte. So this type of diversification of the plant groups, I'm very interested. And in that time also, I'm not uh, clear how to study or how can I go for the further study. But when I go to the degree, then very clear that in the degree fourth semester, I got one chapter, that is plant taxonomy. But in this chapter, I learned so many things, sir. That means how can I identify and what are the main steps to identify a plant and what should be the useful and how the information should be collected from the society or from the forest. So this type of words,
Yeah.
that means this type of meaning helped me a lot.
Yes.
That's
Thank you
why,
for
and
sharing.
when I started, yes, sir, and when I'm started my study in plant taxonomy, and I'm very interested in endospermic plants, that is in flowering plants. So
Yeah.
ultimately, I joined MSc, and MSc also I just took plant taxonomy as a special paper. And here I'm very clear that I can continue my work in endospermic taxonomy. And ultimately, after completion of my MSc, I just took admission in a PhD in Bodoland University, which is the western part of Assam. And I selected a Rija forest, that is a Chirang Rija forest, which is under Kokrajhar and Chirang district of Assam. And here I am studying different types of plants, endospermic plants. The work is going on, sir. So that way my inspiration comes from.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. And we have come to know from the childhood, you were always being curious about the name of the plants, and finally you have entered after your PhD. Yes, the childhood sometimes stories, childhood, that is our enthusiasm, energy, always help us to go in a particular direction. My next question to Basumatary is that if you have the power to invent any device, so what it would be like that this device you would like to bring to the world. You are having the superpower in your hand. Any device you can bring to the world. So what will be that device you would like to bring to us?
Sir, mainly I want to develop, if I have a power, then I would like to develop one plastic degradable device, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
that means
It will be the eco-friendly environment will be there. I think that you are really want to develop the greenism against that in the world. Everywhere there will be greeny, and all the tree and plants will be there, as you are the plant lover, and therefore you, I think, that had the plastic and you would like to destroy it and to keep it safe that from all the people. Thank you for sharing. Now my next question to our Dr. Naveen Kumar sir. Sir, kindly let us know your global favorite academician as ideal person and why he is. If you would like to say about someone that you admire him always, and you think like that one of the global leader, global academician influencing your life. You love his ideology. You love his life. Who is that person or why?
Yeah, so I have someone, for global and someone for local always. In the sense, someone whom you admire, who has put so much thinking about the welfare of humanity. I've always considered, Amartya Kumar Sen for his work on welfare economics. And you know that the kind of work which has brought insight into poverty. So someone interested in, and we all know that as a social scientist, as researchers, we know the
Yeah.
significance of poverty, but still, uh, as a researcher, as a scholar, as an academician, to see it to the lens of Amartya Sen is something mind-boggling in
Yeah.
that sense.
He is actually the outstanding, and he bring the Nobel Prize, and his contribution
Yeah.
always being admired by the world, not by only one country. It is admired by the world. Thank you for sharing. And my next question is that the first movie you have watched with your better half, and the name of the movie. It is somewhat personal question, but I would like to know here if you can share. That is the first movie that you have watched with your better half, both you and say your better half visited, and what is that movie, and what is the name of that movie?
Okay, so the first movie was my choice. So in that sense, I didn't give the choice for my wife. So it was almost like me compelling that we will watch this movie. And the movie, the name is The Pursuit of Happiness, right? It's an American biographical drama film, and Grabiello Musino has, actually directed it, and Will Smith was starring, and he's a homeless salesman there. So
Okay.
that was the film that, of course, I just felt that, to make the sense of life is bigger than itself. So I was just, interested, and finally she agreed, and that was the film. And till date, we recall that movie, and we discuss about that
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, that is the movie which we
Thank
watched.
you. And how many years before, sorry, it is? Because I think that if I make this question
Yeah,
to very
yeah.
young people, that they will say, sir, just I am planning, or just those who are married. Like that, if I ask Dr. Joe Sarnal, he will say, no, sir, I will marry that. I have some
Right,
few
right.
years in my hand. But
Yeah,
for you, as a senior academician, so
it is. I have a cute little daughter who's 8 years, and this movie runs 9 years now.
yes, yes, yes. So thank you for sharing. And I think that the event after 9 years, around 10 years, it is everything that clear in your mind. You are just taking 1 minute and you are sharing everything. Thank you for sharing with us. And now I would like to come to our Dr. Joe Sarnal. And it is somewhat personal question again to Dr. Joe Sarnal, sir. That the heroine, you would like to go for dinner with her. That any heroine of the, especially from a movie that Hollywood, say, we would like to know from your side that you are getting the opportunity to choose any heroine of the Hollywood, and you would like to go for dinner with her. So who is she?
Oh, this is quite challenging, Dr. Rhituraj. I couldn't think of any. Anyways, I think I'm not so sure if maybe everyone knows Sandra Bullock. So she's a she's a very talented actress. So yeah, I would want to go on a date with her. But on a personal note, maybe if I would want to go to a dinner with a heroine or a lady. I would want to go with somebody who has the same mindset as me, because it will be different to have dinner and not talk. So it will be nice if you have somebody that you can talk with. So maybe a lady who knows about research. So that while we are having dinner, we can plan as to what are our topics that we want to conduct research on, or how do we want to do the research. Or yeah, I think it always matters when you are with somebody who do you have the same perception, or you have the same mindset with, because it will be difficult. Yeah, it will be difficult to go out with somebody if you cannot talk about anything, and it will be a boring dinner anyway if you will not be talking.
Yeah, this is very true. And thank you for sharing. And my next question to you is that we know that this is a totally era is full of technology, and everyone using the computer, everyone using their mobile phone. Now you are having the superpower to hack any one computer of the world. So what will be that computer of who is the person whose computer you would like to hack? That you are having the power, just the basic, and like that you are using your streak, and with the you can hack that computer of that particular person. So who will be that one?
So it's quite challenging, because the person that I would want to hack's computer, maybe during her time she still doesn't have a computer. So actually I want to hack not a computer, or maybe the notes of Florence Nightingale. So for those who are nurses out there, I would presume that you know Florence Nightingale. So she's the mother of modern nursing, and her life just inspires me as a nurse, knowing that during the time that she stepped up as a healthcare professional, she did a lot. She participated in the care of the sick, what you call this one, army, the war-torn Crimea, and then she also did her research as well as to how she can improve the lives of these sick people. And then she helped train other nurses as well to help improve the lives of those who are sick. So I would want to have an insight as to how she came up with those ideas, how she moved up, as a professional during the time when it was so challenging. And I would presume that during the time as well, I think the ladies were not given the same power as us right now, where there is equality between men and women. So it's, yeah, I'm so interested, but I know that she doesn't have a computer at that time. So yeah.
Thank you for sharing. My next question is to Dr. Gadicha, sir. Sir, any science fiction movie, because you were from the science background, and you really loved that particular movie, and you would like to suggest it for the researcher and the academician, that science fiction movie?
Now, as I'm belonging to computer science and engineering terminology and discipline, so I recommend the Matrix Revolution, the Matrix Reloaded. These are the two movies which gives you a tons of experience how to hack the computer and what are the encryption and decryption and ciphertext being used in the world.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And I think that the people will get the opportunity, those who are already watching that Matrix. And these are all series are very fantastic, and people will come to know that how digital world can be challenging, that can challenge our actually the general human life, and how machine can also rule, and that data can be used. Thank you for sharing. And now my another question is that the most memorable long drive with your better half.
Kind of a
That you
challenging
have made,
task in that line.
any long drive that you have made with your better half, and you are thinking like that, yes, it was really remarkable.
Yes. So I remember last couple of years back, I went to Shirdi. It is in the Maharashtra, in Ahmednagar. So I missed my train, and my wife says that if you can ride a bike for 52 kilometers, we can reach to another city. So I remember I have a better long drive with my better half from Ahmednagar to somehow city, which is nearby attaching to railway station. So I traveled 52 kilometers with my better half from Ahmednagar to Shirdi.
Thank you for sharing. And now my question is that to our Basumatary, my question, that what is your opinion about the existence of God? That is always being controversy. Someone saying like, what is your opinion? You can just share, Basumatary, that what you think about the God.
It's a quite challenging question for me. Actually, I do believe in existence of God. And I do believe that God created all the biological components, plants, animals. Nevertheless, he can control a human. But God can't control a human. Even humans are also created by God for me. That means I do believe in. But God helps who works hard.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And yes, we have come to know about your opinion, because person to person the opinions are different. And yes, of course, that Almighty always helps the people, those who are honest and hardworking. And now my next question is that what is your favorite recipe that which you would like to cook yourself? That is any recipe that you would like to cook by yourself. Any
Okay, sir.
item, any item. It may be the traditional also from your place, that traditional item you would like to love to cook that one.
Yes, my favorite dishes are that means recipe. My traditional dish that is popularly known as napalm, sir. Napalm.
Okay.
That is one tribe, that is Bodo tribe. In Bodo tribe, the napalm is very popular, sir. So this recipe is a favorite for me, sir. And if I want to eat this particular recipe, then I just cook, sir.
Thank you for sharing. And yes, I think that the person to person is always very, and as you are saying like that, it is a particular food that is prepared in your Baro community, and you will love to give it, you love to go for this recipe. Thank you for
Yes, sir.
sharing.
Actually, sir, napalm is a fermented food product, sir.
Okay, fermented.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, the fermented food products, sir. Peace products, sir. Peace.
Oh, Yes, yes, yes. Actually, I have no idea about that one. And I think that as you have told us that whenever we will get the opportunity to visit you, definitely we would like to love to take it from your hand. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for
Yes, sir.
sharing.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So now my next question is to our Naveen Kumar sir. Sir, your experience with our research center, Eudoxia Research Center, you have made several talks, you are meeting numbers of people, researcher, academician in this platform, and you are globally contributing to the researcher. So please share your experience.
Yeah, my experience with Doxia is such that it is filled with so much of warmth, so much of responsibility and care that the fraternity of researchers, scholars, especially what took my heart away, is that the guidance that the vision that you had towards the budding scholars. So given that focus is what still is keeping my heart with Eudoxia, is that the need for such guidance where there are people who may not get into the big universities, right? Who may not really, due to several circumstances, they may
Yeah.
not be able to move from their location and etc. There will be several factors, though they have that intent and interest. Now, Eudoxia bringing this platform, of course, some of us who are already in the line of research, uh, we come to share, we come to appreciate, we come to learn, and we all, in that sense, we try also basically to give something, and that is where the budding researchers, right, and the help. So to
Thank you.
bring this platform, I know the challenges which the team Adoxia would have faced, but I sincerely appreciate that vision behind it, and it is that which will always stand the test of time, irrespective of everyone. In my sense, everyone is a researcher in his own way.
Yes, this
So,
is true.
that's but that intent, that what you call as that motive.
Yes.
So that sustains, and the more it is selfless in the sense
Yeah.
thinking about others' welfare, then it has all the energy in it, and that's how I would view, consider, and be with the dogs here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing. And this is true that we are always trying to help the budding researcher, to bring the researcher in this global platform. And our academicians are from the different universities. They are having different expertise area. And they are always ready to help the scholar, to help the researcher. They are getting the proper knowledge. And even during this COVID-19 pandemic in this digital platform, that our researcher, our academician, being connected with each other. Now the globe become one family. That is, it is not like that. He is from other country. He is from no. And even earlier, if we see that in the same country there is a divisions about the university. He is my university scholar, and he is some other university. Now we bring the platform for the researcher and academician to share their knowledge. Life is completely learning process. Each and every day we have to learn, whether we are the senior academician or the researcher. No one in this world can know each and everything. It is not possible for anyone. And our also human brain has some limitation. But if we get the proper direction at proper time by the proper academician, it will really help us to think about our future, to help the humanity, to help the research, and do more and more innovation towards the goal, achieving the goal. So thank you, sir, for sharing. Now my question is to Dr. George Arnold. That you have already done your PhD, and you are also academician, and I feel you as a young researcher also. So share your that research journey, that how you have overcome any obstacle, any big obstacle that you are facing, you are overcoming that one. and how you are motivated yourself. Okay, how you get the self motivated towards the research.
Yeah, so it was quite different for me as well, because when I was studying as a nurse, for me, I see research as a subject and more of a requirement. So as I progressed and I started doing my master's, I started to realize that research is more than a subject. It's something that can help you help others, something that can help, I think, gain more knowledge and then improve things. So as I went on, as I did my PhD as well, while working here in the Middle East, it made me realize that conducting research, maybe simple research or complicated research, can be very beneficial, not just for me as a professional, but it can also help the organization and even the patients that I serve. So despite the challenges, and it's for those, I'm not so sure if any of you have tried doing a distance learning, because I did my PhD with distance learning. So it was half online, half I have to go to school for some time. So it was very difficult for me because when you do your PhD and you have a professor with you, you go to the class, it's easy to ask questions and you have some clarification. So with the distance learning, you have to study on your own. And my PhD is in education, and then I am a nurse by profession. So for me, the theories of education was quite very different from the theory of nursing. So it was very, very challenging. But then I think the motivation came up when I realized that as an educator, I can actually help not just the patients, but also the nurses as well. So I had the motivation to help mold nurses to become globally competent, globally competitive. And by doing so, I was able to help the patients in general, and maybe I am able to help the world. So this is what motivates me. And I think that's what Dr. Naveen Kumar said earlier, like in research, you need to have the motive. You need to have the intention to help, because without that intention, and I think all of the researchers who are here tonight can attest that conducting research can be very tiring. It can be exhausting, like physically, emotionally, mentally, and even financially, because you have to spend a lot of those things. So yeah, being a researcher indeed needs motivation.
Thank you very much. And this is very true. And I think that it will inspire the researcher. It will inspire the researcher in their journey whenever they are facing the obstacle. My next question is to Basumatary. That very simple one, and also the tricky also. Research skill versus the degree. Which one you prefer the most and why? You know that the people are having that tendency to get more degree, that I have done, like that someone will say 5-time master degree, 3-time PhD, like that, and someone only going after the skill. So what is your opinion that research skill versus the academic degree, which one you prefer in this present time and why?
Thank you, sir. Sir, I prepare research skills, sir, because now the world is challenging, sir. So in this challenging world, the research is very important, sir. That's why I just prepare research skill, and with the help of research skill, so many works can be done, sir. Actually, the present time, the situation is very very critical, sir. In any field, if you see in climate is changing, global warming is happening, and sudden flood happens, and so many things are there. So if you have a research skill to do in a particular way, in a very clear way, then only you can change the particular problems, sir. So other than degree, if you have degree but don't have any research skill, so you can do nothing, sir. So for the betterment of the society, or for the betterment of the country or the world, if you have a very good research skill in a particular area, then you will ultimately can change the world by doing your research skill in particular field, sir. So I more prepare
Prefer
with
research skill.
research skills.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for sharing. And I think that this is the truth, because in our life, if we are having the numbers of degree, But if you cannot use that knowledge, then it is not giving any sense to our life. And therefore, I think that we have to think about, as our Basumatary said, that skill, and we have to develop it. We have to do more and more work to enhance our skill. And even our EDX Research Center is giving the opportunity to enhance the skill of the researcher, even for the academicians also, those who are already completing their PhD, because so many people are here, those who are into the innovation. Yes, the degree is already in their hand, but they would like to go for innovation. They would like to contribute to the world with some invention, maybe with some book like that, as in being the author, maybe the public speaker, or in different platforms. So thank you, Basumatary, for sharing your view. Now, my question is to Dr. Gadicha. That's sir. What is a goal of your life that if you would like to see yourself in 2050, what will be it? That is not in this year. I'm asking about 2050, where you want to see yourself.
So first and foremost, a short-term goal, as far as my knowledge is concerned, wants to become a vice chancellor of any university. And secondary point over here. Am I audible, sir?
Your audio is actually not clear. Yeah, Dr. Gadicha said that he would love to be the vice chancellor. I think that, and he said that after, let's say, the few years like that, in 2050, he would like to see himself as one of the vice chancellor of the university. And thank you for sharing your viewpoint. Now we are coming towards the end of today's research celebrity talk show. Yes, the research celebrity, they have shared their own story. They have shared their feelings, that how they feel in some particular circumstances, some situation. They have also given the advice to the researcher and academician. Now this is time to get one message from each of the academician, research celebrity here. I would like to start with Dr. N. Naveen Kumar sir. Sir, your one simple message to the academician and the researcher.
Yeah, my message would be for both the budding researchers and to the establishing or established researchers, is that when you're an innocent scholar, you always strive to be good and to do good. Now,
Thank you.
you have to keep that with you when you are establishing or you are established researcher, and see that you help others to be good and do good, you know. So that's what I would carry as a message, because that is forever. So it is not that you come to certain stage in your achievement and you hold it till that. So this being good and doing good starts with oneself. Then as you move up, you see that you help others to do the same, to be good and do good. So you have the responsibility as you move up, because you can create that environment for others to be good and do good. That's it. That's
Thank
the
you. Thank you for sharing. And I would like to also repeat that be good and do good. Yes, we have to do all the good things so that good again return to us. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. And thank you for joining to the Research Celebrity Talk Show. And we are always that appreciating your support, your contribution to the research community. Now, my next speaker here, the research celebrity speaker, Dr. George Arnold, sir. That is one message from your side to all the researcher and academician as the research celebrity of the show.
Yeah, so my message for all the researchers, academicians, and even for those who are here to attend tonight is to keep a mindset of asking why and how you can improve things, not just maybe for yourself, but for your profession or maybe for the world, you know, because by asking why, and by asking how, this is what can motivate us to conduct research, and this is what can motivate us to dig deeper, to be curious about things, and to innovate, and to think of things that can make things better in the world, or even in our profession as well.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing, and I think that it will motivate our all the academicians and researchers truly. Now, I would like to come to our Dr. Gadicha, sir, that your one message to all the academicians and researchers.
So as far as the research and doing the research and for academician, I must say, you need to keep three things in the mind. Thing number one, you requires a support. Support could be of any, financial support. Support could be of your, neighborhood. Support could be of your friends and etc. So any researcher requires a support. It may be a family support. It may be a financial support. Second, it requires a blessings. Blessings of your parents, blessings of your guru, blessings of your Lord, etc. And third, it requires a dedication, a hard work. If you have these three things in your pocket, you can crack anything in the world.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I think that it will help the researcher. Yes, these are the truths of our life. And thank you for being with us. We have seen that you are also contributing to the world. Dr. Josh Arnold, also the young academician. You are also one of the young academicians. Both of you are young researcher academician. I'm saying like that. And you, the people that inspiring the world. Being at a young age also, you are doing more and more contribution, publishing more paper, inspiring the world. So thank you for your time, support, and contribution to the research community. So now this is time to get the message from Basumatary also. So Sanlit Basumatary, I would like to get from your side. You are a researcher, and we know that during the research scholar journey, numbers of problems are there. We are also facing, no doubt, that while we are doing our PhD, and our problems are maybe somewhat different because that one time the technology was not up to the mark, and we have to move from here to there. That is, we are doing experimental research from one university to the another university. So what is now present? At present, as a researcher, you are facing some problem. How you overcome that problem, and what is your message to the researcher?
Thank you, sir. Actually, sir, I'm doing research in the forest area. So the field study is immense importance for my study. So my study area from my home, it is about 100 kilometers away from my home, and actually the road condition is not so good, and number of vehicles are not going here and there in that way. So the field study is the immense problem, sir. So what happens, sir, in the field study, I just contact some that means a chief. Then I need to go there, and after going, I need to stay here for 2 to 3 days, and living in a forest area with the NGOs, with the forest staff. It's a task, sir. And after not going, sir, after going also, I just visit inside the forest. And whatever the plant species I got, I just click it with my cameras, and then I need to collect the plant sample with their reproductive structure, that is with fruits and flower. And my bag is full of plant species during my field study. And again, after taking this specimen, I just come to my laboratory. And in laboratory, I just dissect, and whatever the characterization need to be done.
And one more question here. From my side, that as you have told us that you are making field visit to the forest, and the dense forest may be there, and how you manage the night time, that you are returning back, or sometimes you are staying there also to collect your sample to get your photograph images, as you told. If it is a bigger forest,
I can return in one day, sir. So
okay, you're staying there.
Yes, sir. It's a big, very dense forest. Yes, sir. I just stay, and I have with sleeping bags also there, and tent with you also there. So along with some NGOs and forest staff, I just stay here, and cooking myself or ourselves, we just stay and enjoy the research work.
And I think that foresters are also helping you during your work?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are very kind, and NGOs are also there, sir.
NGOs
They
are
are
there.
helping me a lot. Yes, sir.
Thank you for sharing. And I think that as you have already given that example that you were going towards the dense forest, collecting your sample, taking photographs, and we know that in the dense forest, that is in the night time, what will be the scenario with the all animals
Yes,
all around, and
yes.
you are getting the
So many
help.
elephants are also there, sir.
Yes. So I am asking you, that is in your area, there maybe the elephants and the bigger like element, that all other animals, and which are maybe the dangerous to our life and in that night situation. But anyhow, you are managing. You are getting the help from NGO. You are receiving the help from the forest officer. And I think that in that way, that all the researchers of the world, those who are already being dedicated to your work, you are thinking like that, I have to collect this one, I have to collect the data, I have to do my research, whatever the situation may be, whatever the scenario may be. As Basumatary, our Sunlight Basumatary said like that, he is from the rural area, he is working in rural area, and he is visiting to some forests which are more than 100 kilometers away, and even the vehicles are not available regularly. But in spite of all this, that he is continuing his research journey. We have to get the inspiration from the real people, real heroes of the life, real researchers, those who are truly doing their research and they are facing problem and they have overcome it. Today we have discussion with all four the academicians that as a guest of Research Celebrity Talk Show. I would like to give the special thanks to our Dr. Naveen Kumar sir for your contribution, for your time, and truly you are devoting to the research. Then I would like to appreciate Dr. Jose Arnold sir. That Dr. Jose Arnold, being the young, energetic, that academician, always ready to give, to deliver his talk, always ready to inspire the researcher, always sharing his story, his struggle, and the success, and give the pathway to the researcher. Thank you, Dr. Jose Arnold sir, for being with us. We have today also the another academician, young academician, Dr. Ajay Gadicha sir. And Dr. Ajay Gadicha sir is always ready to give. That sir, always whenever we are having that discussion, Ajay Gadicha sir showing his willingness to teach the R Python to the research.
Thank you.
I am always, I think that getting that one, and ready to help with the coding, ready to help with the programming to the researcher. He want to go for more collaboration and also having the patent. So thank you, Dr.
Thank you.
Gadesa, sir, for
Thank you,
joining
sir.
us and
So
giving your
much.
time.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dr.
Thank you very much. And we have today also that as an our that one of the guests, and he is also the proud IIPian. And today we have made the discussion with Sanswrang Basumatary, the proud IIPian. Yes, he has started his journey of international innovator. Those who are the IIPian, they have started their journey for something new with our research center. So, Silent Basumatary, we would like to congratulate you for starting your journey of research and for giving your time and contribution to this world.
Thank you, sir.
So
Thank you.
thank you for being with us.
Thank you, sir.
So we would like to thank you. And finally, I would like to appreciate all the viewers here and for your inspiration, for your support to be with us. And we will meet again each other in some different webinar of the EDX talks, and which the more research celebrity from the different parts of the world. And thanking you all. Today we are ending to a session, this webinar session of EDX Talks, Research Celebrity Talks. So namaste from India to all, and thank you for joining us. Thank you.